So in this session, we're going to go a little bit. Further with this idea of sinking the Qi down. I want to away from the head, because obviously, before you get onto more serious conditions, it's the one that's going to be the most common, isn't it? It's, I think, probably out of all of the things people complain about, Qi going to the head is the most common. So now, what I said to you before was there's no Qigong practice that you can do that's really going to drop it down. So now we're going to do a Qigong practice that's going to drop the Qi down. Because what I should do really is divide between two states. Is that you can use Qigong at the beginning when it's rising at the point of headaches and pressure. I just listened back to some of the talk and realised I didn't make it clear. When it gets to the stage of just headaches and pressure and pain in the eye and stuff, that's fine, no problem, you can drop that down. What I mean by you not being able to use Qigong is by the time it gets to that really extreme stuff that's stuck in the head, or something that there's just kind of a reversal going through the body, or also when people get a pattern that's just arising no matter what they do, it's kind of like it's stepped over that point, over that mark, where it can kind of be worked with simply. So we'll do some Qigong exercises to pull this energy down, which will be standing this time, so we'll look at those. So the Qi that rises up, okay, up into the head, we want to grab it. Now essentially this is the same as if you're using Nei Qi in kind of an emission way, okay, so from your energy to someone else's, or just using your own to mobilize the Qi within someone's body, or within your own body. Essentially there is a kind of, how would you describe it, like a level of intensity or volume that you control with regards to your technique, and it kind of grabs and drags the Qi in a different way. And we want to understand this so that we can use it to pull the Qi down. So for example, think about Dantian Gong, yeah? In Dantian Gong, or not even in Dantian Gong, I mean loads of the exercises, holding the hands here at the different heights and things like this, or all of these kind of positions, we're using Lao Gong and the palms to govern that field in the body, aren't we? To govern and control that Qi. Now when you're doing this, and you're governing and you're controlling the Qi with your palms, obviously there's a slight intensity to that process, right? It's quite strong what you're trying to do with your palms. Sorry, I'm just letting someone in. So when you do this and the Qi gets grabbed, it grabs your tissues as well, right? I mean, that's one of the first things you notice. Once it builds, it gets thick enough and it grabs the Qi and it grabs the tissues. Now the problem is, if you're going to try to use that level of intensity to pull the Qi out of the head, for example, or out of the upper body, all that's going to happen is it's going to start dragging on the tissues and stressing the nerves. That's what's going to happen. And as soon as you start grabbing on the tissues and stressing the nerves, then essentially that Qi is just going to go back into the nervous system and then rise back up to the head. So you end up playing this weird kind of game where you'll kind of pull it down and the act of pulling it down sends it back up. So then you pull it down and the act of pulling it down sends it back up. It's kind of like whack-a-mole. It's not going to work. Something else is just going to pop up over and over again. That Qi is just going to keep rising up to the head. So we have to learn to do it a little bit more softly, with a little bit more subtlety. We have to be able to grasp it and draw it down. Now the difficulty of that, and like I say, it's the same therapeutically. If I'm going to reach into someone's, not physical body, but if I'm reaching into the energy system to take a hold of the Qi, then again, it's the intensity that matters. Like, what thickness of that energy am I moving or am I influencing in the other person? Because if I grab it very hard, it's going to pull the physical tissues. So if I'm going to grab very hard and I'm going to drag the Qi through the body on somebody, then quite often what happens is it will grab their tissues as well. So you end up kind of pulling their body. And this is a kind of basis of kind of Ling Kong, Jin Empty Force kind of stuff as well, which is always just a little bit of a game as much as anything. But it'll kind of wrench and pull the nerves and pull the tissues, which is useful sometimes for physical things, physical conditions, musculoskeletal stuff. I want to change, shape the body or adjust the posture. But it's not going to drop the Qi down. It's not going to drop the Qi down inside the body. Yeah. If I want to grab something a bit more subtle and move it away from an area, then ultimately I have to relax that sensation. I have to relax that intensity so that it moves a little bit more softly. So that's what we're going to try and do. The difficulty of it is that, especially for people who've trained only a little while, it's difficult to feel the qi, right? If you're stepping back from that intensity towards something subtle, how do you feel what is being influenced? And the answer to that is you've got to remember that if you've got qi rising, it'll be easy to feel, because what will you feel? Headache and pressure. So if you do have a condition that you're trying to sink the qi down away from, you'll be able to feel it. You will feel the discomfort, yeah. But presumably none of you right now have qi that's rising to your head, hopefully. So you're just going to be kind of trying to get it to work without that pain or that discomfort. So let's go straight into it, I think. So you want standing practice, standing work. Okay, hopefully you can see me okay on the screen. It's not too dark. So we're going upright. We want our feet just shoulder width, okay? And we're just gonna draw the qi down. So generally with regards to Qigong, we just have the closing down, right? We just close down. But that's enough really to kind of dredge the body, but it's not enough to kind of pull that pathogen out of the head. Yeah, so we're just gonna do a few Qigong exercises to pull it down. So first of all, we're gonna do something a little different, because at this stage, our structure is not really so important. We're not too worried about all of the usual alignments too much. So all I'm going to do is just go into the qua a little bit, just sit, and then as usual I just want the spine open, so I'm just going to drop the pelvis and the sacrum down away from the occipits. Okay, I just want that alignment as per usual. So I'm in the qua, pelvis is dropping away from the occipits. And then we'll just stand together and just breathe in and out through the nose, just before we start. Okay, so in this case, to draw the qi down, our structure can actually be a little bit of a hindrance, because when I kind of stretch and open everything up, it's going to stimulate and stress the nerves a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to picture the skeleton. Try to just picture it with your mind's eye where it is. Get an idea for the skeleton. And then what I'm going to do is I just want you to relax everything else around the skeleton. Not in the same way as like when we sink and stretch to create that pressure, a little different. I just want to kind of take it away, almost like it dissolves rather than it sinks. So I just let all that tension go and dissolve. Even let the idea is like the matter of the flesh goes. So there's just the skeleton just kind of standing there, balanced, floating. And our first step is to keep releasing, dissolving, disintegrating that flesh. Let it go, just let it go, more soft, until you get to a stage where the movement of the nerves, essentially the stimulation of the energy in the nerves, mobilizes your body a little bit. So what I mean by that is if I'm standing, even though I'm standing still, I'm not really still, am I? Throughout the body, energy is moving and the nervous system is being stimulated in different places, but it doesn't cause us to mobilize. So because of the structure. So what I do is I dissolve all of the flesh out of the way till it's just like the bones are so light they could be blown in a breeze. And then as I just keep relaxing, it's like those little movements just come into the body. Okay, ever so slight. It's not Zerfagong. It's not that kind of thing. You shouldn't be bouncing around and headbutting the floor. It's more like just a kind of gentle breeze that moves through the body, like a forwards, backwards rocking maybe, or side to side, like slight disturbances. And all I'm going to do is just keep dissolving more and more flesh. So it's like my body is paper light. It's the first thing I want. Just keep taking that tension away. So as energy moves through the body, it just mobilizes your structure a little bit. Just moves me around. It takes a little while, yeah? Especially the hips, the butt, backs of your legs, lower spine, shoulders, any sequence. Just let it all go. Let that tension go. And the more I let that tension go, the worse my posture becomes. The structure just kind of goes a little bit. It's a little bit squidgy, but the bones are free. Then I'm going to start by leaning into my right side. Okay, so I do this just by bending the right quad and the right knee, and my left side stays kind of straight. So I'm not keeping my body upright here. I keep my body with my leg. So I go into it a little and then up. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to bend my left quad, left knee, then come up. So the only thing that's mobilizing is one quad at a time. So first I do this. Just side to side. So don't bend the quad and knee so much as just relax it. Let the tension go in the leg, and then up, and then the tension goes in that leg, and up. Just take all the power out. All the power out. Okay. And let your arms hang like string. So as I lean over to this side, my arms are going to hang here, and so lean over to this side. My arms are going to hang here. So first of all, just this for a couple of minutes, this strange movement, swaying. So again, I'm not doing this, keeping my body upright and bending at the hips that way. I just use a straight line, just bending one quad at a time. Okay, now it gets a bit trickier. Actually, I'll give you a minute to do this. Just get the alignments right. Just one quad at a time. There's no hurry. See, my body is not upright. Lean, center go. And as I'm doing it each time, first, just relax the leg more and more that you're going into. Just take all the power out of it. Just a few more. Relax. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, the reason we're doing this is I'm going to relax the torso inside. Just let it relax to such an extent that when I go to this side, I want to feel like something is sloshing just sort of moving like fluid inside the body over to the right side. And then as I go over to my left side, so something is sloshing over to that side. You know sloshing, right? Those of you who English isn't your first language. Like I got a bucket that's half full of water, and when I tip it, I just feel that water kind of moving side to side. So by relaxing inside the body, when I do this and I go across, I feel something move just within the nerves, over to this side, and then over to the left side. Okay, just moving that energy side to side. And the more I just give my attention to the body and relax, the more that force just starts to mobilize inside. Do you understand that in theory? Does that make sense? Even if it's hard to do at first, it will take a little while. It's like something is sloshing side to side. And I want to get to the stage where I can relax the tension so much that you feel this force go side to side within the body. It really does feel like you're a sort of bucket or a barrel, and there's water at the bottom that's just kind of shifting side to side as I move. And we're going to use this, well, I'll show you afterwards, doesn't matter. For now, just release the choir, relax the body, and then mobilize that force inside. Sloshing over to one side, and then just relax my arms, like string. Relax, let it move. Just sloshing that force. So here I feel it, like everything is pushing into this side of my body. And then when I relax over here, everything is pushing over here. It's just moving inside. If I'm very stiff, nothing moves inside. Can't feel anything. The structure stops it. So I have to melt all the flesh off so it's just bones. Should be the softest you've ever been in your body is the idea. And I just want that force to go side to side. So you have 3 minutes to master that. Just relax and let it move inside. The movement doesn't have to be with the breath. I'm just paying attention inside the body. Those of you who can't get it, don't worry, just try. Those of you who can, you'll find that if you go to the edge where you are and then just go like half an inch more, it's very curious. It's like that thing sometimes wants to pull this way and sometimes wants to pull back to the center. There's like a force inside. The Qi wants to try to rectify that imbalance. It's very peculiar. You can get sort of pulled or pushed. Whoop. Similar to the fourth dragon, I guess, in a way. Okay, how's that? Difficult or okay? The sloshing. Okay, so, yeah. So try and relax like a few degrees more. And the more I relax, the more liquid it becomes, yeah? Like a liquid pulling inside. More like liquid. Okay, now just bring it to the center. So don't go tight in the body, just relax, make it a bit smaller. Just come to the center, keep in that kind of state. And then what I want you to do, just going to practice this. This circle with the hands. So if I go an angle, so you can see, I'm just literally from my elbows, breaking all the usual rules. Just picking up my elbows, just doing this with my hands. And my hands aren't stretched, they're just dead weights. 1, 2. 1, 2. Small, see? Just a little circle. And you can see how my body reacts. I'm not moving my body. If I were to isolate the movement I'm doing this. Yeah, simple. Just that circle with your arms. But because I'm relaxed, my the water, whatever it is, the Qi is not water, is it? The sloshing around inside just follows the hands. But it's much softer than Dan Tian Gong or anything like this. See if you can get that here. So I'm just making that circle. My hands aren't stretched. Lao Gong is not open. My hands are limp. Montgomery Burns, yeah? Just small circles back. Just letting that Qi slosh around in the abdomen, yeah? And just relax the legs. Relax the body. I'm even coming up on my heels. You can't see, but I'm rocking on my heels. My toes are actually picking up. I'm almost falling over backwards just because I'm not holding that structure. I'm just letting that force inside slosh around. See if you can get that. Just a few minutes. Letting it move. And you and feel, yes. Yeah, same feel. Yeah, just let it move. Okay. The couch caught me that time. Back of my legs. Super soft. Eyes open, doesn't matter really at this stage, doesn't make any difference. Whatever you need to just connect with that feel, yeah? See how relaxed my arms are? Just nothing, no power. And then the more I just relax, whoosh, moves through the body. Okay, now try higher. 1. So. Yeah, so I just make this movement soft. And I'm relaxing the body more and more. I'm so light that if there was a breeze through this room, it would almost blow me over. That's the level of light we want in the body. Super light, super soft, no flesh or muscles holding the structure in place. And then the breeze that mobilizes the nerves and the body is the Qi that's moving in response to the hands. And I just let it move through my body. Every movement that's in my torso and in my quad and in my legs is generated by the Qi inside, not by me making a movement. The whole exercise is that. Easiest exercise ever, yeah? Just relax and let it move through you. Okay, how's that? Easy? Difficult? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Cool, okay. So now it's just going real soft. Trying to help you get that feel. Now change back to this. So I go down. Again, don't worry about the structure. Just try to get back to that slosh again. Just moving it. Just trying to help you get the feel for the type of connection to Qi that we want in order to get it to go down. Okay. There's different gradations of Qi. There's 64 actually. They actually label them and line them up with the hexagrams, of course, in Taoism. What else would they do? not 63, not 65, one for each hexagram. And these different gradations are all mobilized different ways. So we're just trying to tune in through this kind of exercise just to find kind of the frequency. I know it's a bit of a hippie-ish word, you know what I mean? That kind of flavor that we want to mobilize through the body to get it away from the head and to free up stagnation in the torso, the head, spine. Can you understand what I'm doing? The softer form of Qi we're finding, right? This isn't the kind of density that creates Zhe Gong. It's not the Dantian Gong stuff. It's different. It's on a different level. And then again, back to the small circle. Just repeat it. No more power in the limbs than you need. Just moving it through. Keep going. As it still creates the vibration in the tissues, then it's too tight, too tense. Step back. You need to go down in density. Down, 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 down. More subtle. Shouldn't create the vibration. It is literally just like a liquid moving through you. And your body is moved as if there's a breeze. Just blowing the structure, blowing the body around. Got to soften, 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 soften. Soft as you can go. Okay, then the upper circle, which is up to the chest and the shoulders really, isn't it? Again, just trying to connect with this feeling, because it's like anything. You can learn a sequence and exercise, but the sequence itself doesn't really do anything. The sequence depends on whether you have the correct principles, connection to the Qi in the right way. So this is what we're trying to get, this feel. Just another minute. Okay, it's a bit of an experiment now. Apologies if you're really new, this is tricky. Now what you do is bring the hands up. Bring it maybe to chest, something like that, and just kind of freeze there, stay that soft. And I want you just to adjust the hands. So in a little bit, down a little bit, just play with it like this. Just moving the hands, but I keep them dead soft. Okay, dead soft. I want you to feel what they do to the Qi inside. See if there's a change. So when I turn Lao Gong to face Lao Gong, everything gathers towards the center of the chest, like Dantian Gong. When I turn Lao Gong down, everything drops. When I bring the hand around to face my body, it moves back in the body. And I'm just playing with the malleability of the Qi with this hand position, yeah? Ooh. You see it's reshaping my torso as I move the hands, because my hands move the Qi, and the Qi reshapes the plasticity of my structure. Yeah? But I'm not using Lao Gong. Not using like Dan Tian Gong, because I don't want to grab the Qi on that level. I'm super relaxed. I'm just manipulating my hands from the wrist. Yeah? From the wrist. Oop, to control the Qi inside. Because I'm moving the Qi inside this way, my body is getting stupidly hot. It's not actually a pleasant warmth, but it's just because Qi is warm when it's moving. Qi always brings heat. Then I want you to try the difference. Like, go slow and just move the hands like this as you bring it down through the body. Just random. Yeah, so I come up. And then sometimes the hands are in, sometimes down, sometimes back. And just bring it down through the body while mobilizing the palms. This is a little tricky, but give it a try. I'm soft in the body. Maybe you want to go slower than me. I'll do one slower. So I'm changing my hand positions, sometimes facing down, sometimes in, sometimes back. And just letting that Qi move through me. And you can see what it does to my torso. What I do is I move my hands. My torso changes shape depending on where the Qi is sent. You try? I want to watch you. This is all building up to something, but I want you to try. Do you understand what I'm after? Cool. It's tricky, huh? So we're not using Lao Gong because we're not trying to drive the Qi in forcefully, something like this. It's softer. I take all the tension out so that you just have the bones, the nerves, the Qi, so the body can move like it's in a breeze. And then I soften the palms. And as I move it like this, I just let it mobilize through inside. We're trying to find the softer end of Qi, the more subtle. Good. You try? I just skim through, see how people are doing. Soft, 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 soft. All those structural rules you learned, forget them right now. Because I'm not trying to conduct it through particular channels. I'm just trying to soften and touch that real soft frequency of the Qi as it's moving. Real soft. Good. Yeah, good. So a little more. The softer Qi, softer Qi. Now try just turning from the wrists, bringing hands together, or facing each other, not touching each other, facing together, and just bring it down like this. And now I just circle, almost like the sort of kidney exercise, but in reverse, but super soft in the palms. So I come in, see if you can feel where that Qi moves inside, or at least where the body structure is changed. Now change, try the difference, palms towards you. So facing my body, but still super relaxed. I'm not stretching Lao Gong. Soft and relaxed. But essentially the palms are facing backwards. Yeah, good. then facing down. Not solid, yeah, relaxed. Dead hands. Well, not dead, you know what I mean. Dead weights. Can some of you feel the difference in what it does with the chi inside? Yeah? Okay, some and some. Good. Some and some, that's fine. Good, well done. Okay, so now this one, more akin to the Hunyuan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to relax my hand so that it goes like this, and I'm going to turn my wrist till the middle finger is pointing in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up, and the tip of my middle finger is going to face the body. I'm just going to bring it down. But there's no power in my little finger. I'm just using the wrist to adjust it. And what will happen is the chi will be much finer as it goes down through the body. Should be. Shouldn't have told you. Should just let you do it. So fingers in, and then let it go down through the body. There you go, down. So I'm just circling, and then the fingers face the body, and just feeling where the chi goes inside. Okay, so far? Right, so if you wish to be able to move the chi down that is stuck in the body, it needs to be at this level. Okay, this level of connection to the chi. Not hard, not push. You cannot push. The more you push, the damn stuff just goes into the nerves and goes up again. It needs to be this level of subtlety, this level of soft. So, bones are floating. We're going to do Ren channel. Descending Ren channel, okay? So I'm going to go 1, in at the height of Tian 2. I'll talk about what this means afterwards, and then fingertips coming down the Ren channel. Down the Ren channel, to the groin, yeah? So I come around, sorry, the channel that runs along the front of your body, I should say, I apologize. So I go to Tian 2, which you know where that is, suprasternal notch. My fingertips are facing in. Facing in, you can see on the camera hopefully, yeah? And they're super soft, and I just bring them down with the middle finger facing the Ren channel, out, yeah? Okay, in, down, fingertips facing in. So if I do it without connecting to the chi, if I stay dead still and disconnect from the chi, this is what happens. Just moving my arms, yeah? If I relax, get to that frequency, touch the chi, this is what happens. There's a different reaction inside, yeah? But I'm being pulled down from inside. The pressure sinking me is from behind the sternum and through the channel. I feel it pull through, yeah? So the belly dancing, if you like, the undulation along the line of the Ren channel happens because my middle fingers face in, and I just pull it down that line, yeah? 1, down, soften, more soft. Some of you look like this, like you've got a structure. Soft, soft. My arms are like string, super, super soft, yeah? Super soft. Boom. Lazy. Listen with your mind. The attention is the thing that connects the movements of the hands and the arms to the chi on the inside. I can relax all of the structure, dissolve it. There is no body, just your attention serving as an interface between the movement of the arms and the hands and the Qi inside. Yeah? And I just descend it down that channel. For newer people, try that. For people with more experience, maybe you've done a little bit of this work before, with me or elsewhere. Now when I come to the surface, and you feel it connect with the Qi, release the surface more so that it goes inside. And you should be able to get it to go all the way back towards in front of the spine. And all I'm doing is I'm just taking away the tension between the surface of the body and the spine. So I come in, I just relax inside and I drag it down the front of the spine. If you've not been here long, that'll be a tall order, so don't worry. But if you can do it, give it a go. Right down the front of the spine. You try? I want to see you guys on my mini screens. So draining the Ren channel down, down. Good. Soft, 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 all the way through. Dissolve the body in your awareness. Dissolve the structure. Just listen to the Qi inside. And then we're going to increase that circle, go up to the hairline and go down the center line of the face, throat, then Ren channel. So up. So my middle fingers here point in towards the center of my hairline, and I'm just going to come down, soft, relaxed. Body is so soft a breeze could blow it over. And bring the Qi down the center line. Not like the closing down with a structure, because we're trying to get something more fine. We're trying to touch that Qi that's risen up and got a little cord. So we're going to have to go a little deeper. So we're going to have to relax the outside form. Let the attention carry that connection deeper than the surface. Pull it down inside. Just a few more minutes. Try. So this is Qi at the crown, ultimately that will be drawn down, or Qi that's gathered around the forehead, behind the center of the skull. I don't want to say the third eye, but that kind of region, yeah? It's just pulling that down towards the dantian. it down. Just increasingly relax more of the form. See, right now, structurally, my Qigong is terrible. It's breaking all the rules. Because I'm not really after establishing the Dantian or anything like this. I'm just after getting the Qi to go down. Just after this one task. Okay, now we're going to change. This time bring the hands around. Palms facing the head, yeah? Relaxed. And then bring them down as if the palms are stroking the face, but they're not touching, and then down the body. Okay, so I come around. They face, and then I come down. Soft with the structure. The Qigong can look terrible. Don't worry about the structure. Palms facing the head. I'm about 2 inches, I think, away from my face. And I bring it down very gently. Soft, soft, soft. All the structure out. Okay, because I'm trying to pull the Qi now away from the forehead. And then from behind the eyes. And bring it down through the body. I'm really lazy. Some of you are too hard when you bring your arms up. Yeah, mine just almost swing up, not structured. As soon as I'm structured, sends the Qi to the channels, towards the surface. Okay, soft, like string. And then down. Super soft. Few more. Good, let's see you. Five more times. And then 5 times, middle fingers on the center line again, yeah? So down the hairline, from the hairline down the center of the face, through Tian Tu, through the Ren channel, and down, and then around. and just stand. Breathe. Shake a little. Okay, so before we carry on, let me drink this. So let me explain this here. Essentially, there's a difference in the location or the density of the qi with different things that we're doing, right? So a lot of the practice in Qigong, a lot of the structural work, a lot of the postural work, a lot of the opening, a lot of the Daoyins, where is it trying to move the qi? It's in the sinews, really, isn't it? I mean, it's at that depth. It's in the muscles, it's in the tissues. Even though qi is moving in the channels, we can say the yang qi is in the nerves. It's really elastically, according to that sort of I Ching Jing principle, the sinew changing, trying to move through the physical body, trying to affect it. You can see that when the qi moves and it grabs the body and it pulls it from inside, that opening or that twisting that can come when the qi sort of mobilizes to a high degree inside the body. And then it's the same with the Dantian Gong. We want it to grip the tissues, don't we? We want it to mobilize and reshape the body and structure the body, ultimately until we get to a stage when the tissues have kind of finished doing what they need to do. Now, the elastication of all of these parts of the body, the elastication of the tissues, the stretching everything out, also then serves to conduct that force through the body. Gradually, as more of that qi conducts through the tissues, then what happens is it speeds up, doesn't it? Some of you who've trained a while will have noticed it speeds up in vibration, so that what became a gripping or a dragging, after a while just becomes like a very high frequency, fast vibration through the tissues. Yeah, that's what it starts to turn into as everything opens up. Now, the problem is, even though it's nice to work on that level, when there is qi that is arisen inside, whether it's come from the liver and gathered in the head, or whether it's come sort of reversal of the digestive energy and it's come up towards the throat and the sort of upper chest or something like this, it doesn't move in those tissues. It doesn't move in those tissues. It's not the same, right? It moves inside. It moves on a more subtle level. If we stick with something physiological, we could say it moves through the nerves, but it also feels a little bit deeper than that itself. It's like something that's further inside the body. So what that means is when that qi rises, when it gets caught, you can't move it by using the tissues like you normally would for practice. Does that make sense? Do you understand that, yeah? I can't move it in the same way. So even though I can mobilize the qi through my Daoyins or my Dragon Daoyins or compressing the pearl or something like that, I can mobilize that under my control through the channel system and everything. But if it goes whoop up through the inside, you're not going to mobilize it through the tissues. The qi that is rising from the liver, the qi that is rising from a weakness of the dantian inside that's not holding it down or anything like that is not moving in the same place. So consequently, what I have to do is I have to learn to step back, step back, step back, step back, gradually take out more and more of the structure, yeah, for getting hold of that qi that needs to sink. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, so it's not in the tissues and I can go further inside till I can grab something different. And when that starts to move, that's what I'm saying feels almost like something sloshing around. Do any of you get the sloshing? Do you know what I mean by that? That kind of is like, it's almost like there's a liquid center kind of moving side to side, but it's not the same. It's not dragging the tissues. It's a little different. And then when you go further back than that again, then there is something that starts to move inside, but it's very, very fine. And when I move the hands around, when I face it in, I really feel that kind of magnet sort of draw back, that energy towards the sort of scapula at the top. And when I go like this, it draws it in towards the middle, so it moves down the center line. And when I turn the hands, as per usual, it directs it down. But ultimately, what's most useful is at this stage, when I relax the wrists, the middle fingers, the tips of it can grab that qi and mobilize it through the body in a way that I can't use in Lao Gong. Yeah, I can't do it. As soon as I go like that, all the tissues grip, and then that's not going to grasp the qi that's stuck in the head. Yeah? Make sense? Yeah, it's difficult to explain sometimes. Sometimes easier in person, I think. But even when I'm working therapeutically, whether it's through an acupuncture needle or whatever, I'll modulate that frequency from the hands in the body to change what level I'm working on. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to use the Qi in that way. Just answer this one in a second. Feels like you're working with giant soap bubbles. Yeah, basically. Soap bubbles that bring pain if you've got a Qi deviation. Hello, my body is undulating quite a lot in all manner of directions with the occasional grunt coming out during the exercise. I shouldn't laugh, should I? I should be more supportive during the exercise. Too much physical and unconscious mental tension? No, not necessarily. Feels very freeing though, lighter than before. I mean, without actually seeing directly what you're doing, it's not that abnormal anyway. I mean, my body, I don't know if it's clear on the camera, is moving around a fair bit just because the Qi on the inside is moved. I'm not grunting, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did in the past while I was doing it. But yeah, it's quite normal, those kind of movements. Don't worry about that. Jackson says the middle finger created a very pleasant cooling feeling in the channel. Yeah, if there's a lot of heat in there, that's quite normal. The middle finger really kind of draws it in. You said no structure, but should the pelvis have been dropped? No. It doesn't even matter, not really, because the thought is that you're already at the stage. I mean, when we stand at the beginning, you just kind of align the body up as best you can, but then you just relax and let it go, because we're not using the structure to conduct things through the channels or build the dantian or establish any of the qualities. Right now, we're only concerned with one thing. The idea is the Qi has already moved to the wrong place, so what I need to do is just simply get the Qi to the correct place. That's it, and the structure almost gets in the way for that. You know, I kind of want that structure out of the way because I just want to get that thing that's stuck and just kind of move it in the right direction. In the same way that with something like Qi emission, if I have a patient laying on a massage table, obviously they don't have a great structure while they're laying on a massage table. If anything, they're just totally passive, totally disempowered, totally switched off, which makes it much easier to actually get inside at these kind of things. The quality of Qi in this exercise related to the wind over wind hexagram. Ooh, starting to connect it to hexagrams. Interesting, the tips of the fingers which you've mentioned are related to the sinew channels. Liver are the ones that are moving. Are the ones that are moving the Qi. Okay, that's jumping around a lot. Interesting that the tips of the fingers which you mentioned are related to the sinew channels. Oh, okay, livers are the ones moving the Qi. Yeah, it's not quite. It is true. Yeah, you've got a couple of correspondences that are more correlative than causative. There a little bit. So I think you're on the right track. Keep going. Keep going. I like your thought process, but yeah, it'll change a little bit as you keep going. Very much. If there's a contraction in the dantian and Mingmen area, is that from working on the wrong level? Yeah. Working on the wrong level? A little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Seems like I can get the contraction if I relax, let go. Yeah, still let go more. Still that slightly dense form of Qi. But not the end of the world. It says, like those balloon people that get animated with flowing air. Yeah, you got loads of them in America, and I quite like those. They're outside the petrol stations or the gas stations, aren't they? Yeah, I like those fellas. I like those. Right. As soon as the hands moved above the diaphragm, I got pain in the head. Ooh, didn't stop. Okay, so we've got Qi rising. We've got something to work with. So on the next one, let's see if we can drop it and get it down. So let's try another exercise using that feel, because the only reason I'm doing those ones with you is to try to get you to understand what level of connection we need in order to move the Qi and get it to shift, yeah? So the places I targeted, if the Qi rises essentially as a relation to reversal in the digestive system, you're going to get acid reflux and stagnation in the throat, what they call plumstone Qi. Feels like you can't swallow and something's stuck in this area, and burning around this part of the body in the sort of just above the solar plexus. This can be a reversal of the Qi coming up. So if I were draining that down, I would use middle fingers towards Tian 2 and bring it down through the Ren channel to descend it. Essentially, it passes through a point called Zhongwan, which drops everything down. The second one I did when I came up towards the center line of the head is to target this area here. So if people are getting sort of pressure or tension headaches in the front part of the head, and then when I'm turning the hands like this towards the head, this is going to be the eyes, but it's also going to be the temples as well. So it's when the Qi gathers around the eyes and around the temples to drain it down. So I'm going to try another one. Let's do it. Standing again. Just breathe. Again, skeleton is your structure, and just dissolve everything around the skeleton. Let it go. All the matter fades away. Skeleton wants to be held so little that if there was a breeze, it would just blow around. And I just relax more and more, applying the attention to the body, softer and softer. So even without moving my arms, just because there's stimulation of the nerves as the chi moves, it just sort of rocks me around a little bit. Just switching off the practice structure. Then again, back into our preliminary exercise, leaning one side and then the other. Just letting the chi shift from one side to the other. Again, just trying to relax the hip, relax the qua. Let it slosh side to side. Again, just take out more of the power. Just trying to tune into this. What did you describe it as? Soap bubbles? Or the inflatable man outside the gas station? Or something else I've forgotten? And just trying to relax. So it's just skeleton moving, the chi mobilizing. Okay, then just bring it a bit smaller, just come to the center. And then circle, just under the diaphragm. Remember, lazy with the hands. Super soft. You know what to do. Just relaxing the structure back. Softer, softer. It's just bones and chi. That's it. That's all you need. The muscles can go. Let the chi move through you. Okay, so I'm going to use a different movement where I bring the hands down. I just want you to swing 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, soft. There's no structure in my arms. I'm not forming a shape, I'm just swinging the arms. 1, first, soft. So bring the arms forward. The chi comes forward in my body. I feel it like pushing out from under the chest. When I come back, takes it back towards the spine. Just back and forwards. Back and forwards. Back and forwards. Just swing in from the shoulder. 1. I'm soft in the arms. No shape. String 1, 2, 1, 2, soft. One, 2, okay. So now we are going to move into a shape from the Hunyuan. It's one of their regulating exercises. But you're going to keep this feel, this relaxed, structureless movement of the Qi, just letting it blow through you. I don't care if it causes you to rock or sway, it's no problem. Because we're just trying to pick up that force of the Qi and move it. So first of all, I'm going to go 1, 2, down to the diaphragm, and then forwards, and then down. Okay, so then we'll swing a few times. 1, 2, 3. So what are we going to do? I'm going to swing the arms up, in, down to the height of the diaphragm, and then forwards, relaxed, and then down. And then swing a few times. 1, 2, 3. Swing them forwards, up, into the height to my shoulders, down to the diaphragm, not low, to the diaphragm, and then out. And then sink them down again. Okay, do it from the front so you can see how wide my hands are. 2, and the third one. 1. See, they're at the side of my body, down to the height of the diaphragm, and then forwards and down. 1. I go 45 to 2, 3. 1, 2, down. Okay. Now we do it each time. So up, in, down to the diaphragm, out, back, swing. Okay, up, in, diaphragm, out, and down. So behind me, swing, up, diaphragm, out, down, up, diaphragm, out, and down. So up, shoulders, diaphragm, down, up, okay, so we've got this one loop. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so on this loop now, what I'm going to do, swing a little, keep the body soft, keep the body soft. So I'm going to come up. See how I use momentum, yeah? 1. Pull in, soft, 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 soft. Okay. Now here, close to the body, I'm going to bring the Qi down, down inside the chest cavity, towards the diaphragm. So I descend the Qi. So my torso has to stay very soft. So we're going to come back up. Soft, soft, down. Descend the Qi inside towards the diaphragm and the yellow cord. Do that a few times. Up. So I'm just going to go down. Descend the Qi inside. Yeah. One more time. Up. I just descend the Qi inside, letting it move. It wriggles through my body. Then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it out. Out. So it pulls and stretches the diaphragm, yeah? So again, back. 1. In. Okay. Bring the Qi down. Relax. Relax. Let it down. So my body is kicking as the Qi comes down, And then I'm going to pull it forward so it stretches the middle of the body. Yeah, but I'm soft. Is that okay? 1, 2, and out. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, so swing 1 comes up, descend the chi in the chest, and then send it out. Up, chi in the chest, down, and then out, soft with the hands. 1. So with this part, here, not so much feeling. Here, not so much. Here, this is what's important. Down. Drawing the chi down. Draws it away from the head, down through the chest. Really strong down through the body for me. And then out. Feel like this opens. This opens, yeah? Just take the hands out, let it go out before it comes down, yeah? Send it around. 1. Down through the chest towards the diaphragm. And then out. Out. And then back. Then from here. 1. 2. Okay, so our second circle. Regulatory circle. 1. 2. So essentially, I'm just spreading the chi now. I don't know if you can see my arms, I just bear off the camera, but they're close to the body, straight up, and then I bring them forwards, like so. Yeah. So it comes up. So let the chi spread through your torso, through the spine, and then swing the arms down. 1, 2, soft, soft, dissolving the tension to bring the chi through and let it spread through the arms, but I'm not stretching, I'm soft, and down. So up through the body, let it relax, let it open, and then down. So then we combine it with the first circle. So push back, 1, up, sink chi in chest, out from center. That's the first circle, yeah, and then down, up, open the body, and then bring it forwards. Yeah, second circle. So again, push back, 1, first circle, down inside the chest, then out, down, second circle, up, and forwards. Okay, So first circle, push back. 1. Sink the chi in the chest. Out. And then relax. Second circle, up. And sink the arms forward. Okay, again. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. Circle 2. Straight up. Forwards. Circle 1. Descend the chi in the chest. Take it out. And then reset. Circle 2 up. And down. Circle 3 comes forwards, in, and then all the way down. And just relax. Okay. So circle 3 is push back, 1, side lines, down, and then sink. Okay. So circle 3, push back a little, then circle, in, and down. Take the chi down. Push back, in, as if you're going to do the first circle, but when I get to the diaphragm, I just keep going. Just bring that chi down. Okay, so third circle is just bringing the chi down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Again, as you bring the chi down, just soften the whole body. It's ugly Qigong, yeah? We don't have to worry about any structure. Arms like string. Just down. Down. Bring the chi down. Okay, so then we combine all three. Circle 1, push back, up, chest to yellow cord, out, sink. Circle 2, up, opening the body, and then just relax the arms down. Circle 3, up, in, all the way down. Drop the chi out to the floor. Then we repeat. Circle 1, up, in, down to diaphragm and yellow cord, out, relax. Then up, down, up for the third circle, press down. Okay, so again. 1. Yellow cord, out. 2, open the body. 3, swing it forward. Chi to the chest and down. Everything goes down through the body to the ground. Then first circle. 1. 2. 3. First circle. Second circle. Third circle. First circle. 1. Couple more times. Second circle. Third circle. First circle. Second circle. Third circle. Now for the next couple, now you know the sequence, just the chi. So now I'm super soft, super relaxed, just using the hands inside. I let that mobilize the chi inside my body. Down to the torso, through, seeing, soft. Let it mobilize and stretch inside. And then I bring it around. Sink it through the body, down. Let the chi go down. Relax your body. 1. 2. 3. 1. Just the chi. Everything else go. 2. 3. 1. 2 more. Back to standing. And just a little rocking that chi side to side. Drop it down, let it slosh. And bring it to the center. Just breathe. Good. And then just, why not? Because we've been using it for sinking the chi. Just massage kidney 1, Yang Chuan a little bit on each foot. Just really work that thumb in there. Both sides. And just move the body around, side to side, twist the spine. Turn the head side to side. Tip the ear to the shoulder. And just take a few deep breaths, stretching the lungs. Okay, so what do you have there? I think you understand the principle of what I'm trying to get you to grasp with regards to the chi, right? Like something a little fainter, that chi that is gonna, not fainter, that's not true, is it? It's more subtle. It's not that grippy chi. It's not that vibratory chi that goes through the channels, through the sort of tissues. Yeah, it's something that's a little bit further under the surface, and to me feels like it's like a bigger area, like something that has a form, like a field to it, almost like the yin field on the outside of the dantian to me, but it mobilizes through inside the body. In order to get to it, the form on the outside normally has to be got rid of, has to be just kind of disposed with. So that last sequence there, the 3 circles, is a regulation exercise as much as anything. It just kind of harmonizes, drops things down, opens it up from the center, and just takes it away from the head. But it's not really a basic level exercise. You know, it's not something you could prescribe or something to somebody, because obviously it relies on a certain degree of skill. You have to have contacted the chi, you have to have got the connection with the insides, you have to understand the subtlety of moving away from the tissues, you have to be able to get that sort of subtle energy to slosh around inside. It's not really it's not really a kind of beginner's thing, is it? Even as a Chinese medicine practitioner who prescribed it, it would be kind of pointless. It wouldn't really do anything for the patient unless they were already a practitioner or something like this. So those kind of exercises are more for practitioners who have had problems arise. They can be used anyway, just generally to regulate or to ground or to sink away. But as a tool, that's essentially what they're most useful for when something has gone wrong and when there's something that's risen up or something like that. For some people, they can even be too strong once people have started to connect to, in which case they're better off with the tapping and they're better off with the breathing exercises until they can handle that kind of energy moving in the nerves. But if you can get used to these exercises, then for you as practitioners, they're quite helpful. Essentially today, I just wanted to, on the first day of what's turning into a 4-day course over 2 weekends instead of a 3-day course over 1 weekend, but they were, hey, best laid plans, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm happy with change. I like change. I just wanted the first day, these 3 sessions, to be kind of simplistic, kind of basic, a little bit of an introduction, some prescription exercises to take people out of fight or flight, and essentially to get them out of that kind of introspective state and activate the points to drop the Qi down. And then just a couple of simple Qigong exercises for you to practice to get used to this idea of gripping or grasping the kind of lighter aspects of Qi. So even if you don't need it for sinking the Qi away from the head, or it's not something that interests you particularly, or something you feel that's a part of your practice, even this idea of getting used to subtler forms of Qi by getting it to move around inside the body and touching it with the palms and the middle finger, it can be useful anyway. It can be very helpful for other things, especially for Chinese medicine practitioners. If I want to push and pull the Qi through the needle, once the needle is inside the body, it's the subtler form of Qi that I use, not the stronger one for the Nei Qi. If I want to issue and put Qi into the body, that's different. There's a lot of huffing and puffing and pushing to get it from the Dantian into the body. That's hard. But the actual softer stuff is this kind of strength, to get it to conduct through the length of the needle into the channel. Tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll start to look at the named illnesses. So I want to do a session on poison fire, tainting the heart, and a session on walking fire, entering demons, and then a session on Kundalini and dragon sickness, essentially, is what I want to kind of focus on tomorrow. Look at the difference between them, what they actually are.